So hey, baby.
Hi.
How you doing?
Well, this is so nice.
That's
Okay.
really nice. So it's been a very, very long time since we've done a marriage musings video, and
Excuse me.
and I asked my wife why that was, and she said things have been pretty rough since our last video, and I think that when we started doing these videos, we made a commitment, just to share our journey, and not only the good stuff, but the difficult times. And while we haven't talked about what we share, but yeah, I think it's safe for me to say right now that it has been difficult.
Yeah. So can I say something?
Yes, you can.
So when I said that it's because it's been hard, I don't mean that as a result I didn't want to share what we were dealing with. I was just tired.
Yes, we both were.
Like, it's just all the pushing, like to move through our stuff, and the blending of a family and that stuff, and I was just exhausted.
Yes. Yeah. Both of us were. It was so much. But I'm especially happy right now, because I think that in all the difficulties, in all the disagreements and the quiet moments and the loud moments and the distance between us, we've been able to come out at the end of it. You know what I mean? And while things can be still difficult, I'm not saying if things are perfect. I don't think they ever will be absolutely perfect. I think we've come to a place where we know how to move through those moments efficiently and in a mature way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And like you pointed out, more quickly.
Yes.
Yeah, it's taking us less time to move through silence or tense moments than it has historically.
Yes. And we've been able to translate those learnings into a 2-hour workshop.
Woo!
So it's our first time. I think it's our first time ever, like, organizing and putting something together.
We've been on panels.
Yes.
And things like marriage, relationship, but it's our first time co-collabing content and all of that stuff to actually teach.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I was nervous. I didn't know how that was gonna pan out, because like even in our and actually not lately, but even in our Bible studies in the past, we've had tense moments.
We have?
Yeah. What? And maybe a little tense for me.
About what?
Just in a different ways we approach studying scripture. So
no.
Yes,
you were tense all by yourself, because I don't know. I know. What you're talking
it was tense for me.
Why?
But anyway.
Like, I love our Bible study time.
Yeah, I think they're good now. I like it now. Yeah, it's good now. But like in the beginning was tense for me. But so that and then we have different ways of working too. So another tense thing for me was like I like to start things far in advance, and it ended up great. I wasn't like upset with her or anything like that, but like I was a little anxious because we finished it a little later than I would like personally, but it got done. You know what I mean? And I wasn't sure how we'd mesh up on the stage together either, because I have a bend around like teaching. Like teaching is my gift. I can go into dig deep into scripture.
I'm so offended when you spiritually gifted teachers say that, because I feel like you guys are trying to say like other people aren't sound in their instruction.
I'm not saying that. So what the point I was getting to is because of the gift, my focus during the teaching, what information I convey is different than what she would convey, right? That's what.
I hear you. So that was from our recent workshop, when you hear someone and hearing. So I hear you.
Yes.
Not just hear you.
Yeah. So I wasn't sure how it would mesh, but it ended up being great. You know what I mean? My wife has an incredible discernment gift, incredible teaching gift. as well, exhorter gift, and the way she's able to divide the word and bring it home to people in a very practical way is incredible. So she embodies incredible balance in that, you know, and I feel like I was able to find my footing, because she's also a masterful facilitator, you know what I mean? So going into this, I'm like, okay, I'm thinking in my head, I'm the man. Am I supposed to be leading, and am I supposed to take charge here or whatever? But I kind of went into it in my head thinking, okay, you know what? She's a master facilitator. I'm gonna leave her with her room and her gift, and I'll fill in where.
But we also divvied up who was gonna do what.
Yes.
And I did that intentionally.
Yes.
Because I'm a talker.
Yes.
So if you let me, I will be like, ta-da! Welcome to the Nicole Show, right?
Yeah.
So I was very intentional about equally dividing up who was gonna cover what bits of the content or lead what activities.
Yes.
Because this is what I do in my sleep.
Exactly. And that's why I was very comfortable with letting her just drive the thing. So, you know, if
you drove it. Well, it was good. It was so good.
Thank you, baby. Thank you. You know, but yeah, all that to say, you know, I'm happy about how it ended up. You know, I'm very, very happy about it ended up. And so, in case you're wondering, the teaching or the workshop was called He Said, She Said, and we looked at communication in a relationship, right?
Communicating without the baggage.
Communicating without the baggage. What you said. Well, actually, you want to talk about it, babe?
No, go ahead.
Oh, so you know, we didn't cover like all the typical mechanics of communication. What we really focused on is how your personal story and your family story impacts the way you communicate and the way you hear. Right? People, it was really a blessed time.
And one of the main points was, you know, that typical saying, it's not what you hear. No, it's not what's said. It's not what you say, but how you say it. So we looked at it from that perspective, but then we also looked at the second layer of it, which is it's not what is said, but it's what is heard.
Yes.
And so then we really leaned in around the conversation around what informs how we hear things.
Yes.
And so how our baggage informs that. So how do we filter through our stuff so that, you know, depending on what is said, we can hear rightfully.
Yes.
And not through the lens of our baggage, which I think is where a lot of communication, not just in relationships and marriages, but in general, get blocked, even in the workplace. Like that teaching thing, right? So you were saying, you know, as a teacher, someone who divides the word, you didn't say that. That wasn't the spirit in which you were saying it. But my insecurity, I do have an insecurity that as someone who is a gifted exhorter, exhorters are known for straying a little bit. I'm a storyteller.
Yes.
And so I often lean on you when I put things together to say, okay, babe, have I strayed too far from biblical truth? Am I stretching this text? What's missing? What's missing from this narrative? And so I lean on your gift for that stuff. But I do hold an insecurity because it's really important to me to be in the Word. And so as soon as you said that, I heard in here through a pain body, right? And had you not corrected that, would have very easily taken a posture of offense. Right? And we've been having to work through from day one, from the beginning of our marriage, work through our baggage, and learn the habit of challenging our baggage and identifying what it is, so we can accurately hear each other. So it's become even less so about what we say, like fussing about what words come out, but putting more attention on our hearing, and not just our speaking. Because it doesn't matter if I've taken the time to curate a perfectly, you know, sequenced message, if you still don't hear well.
Exactly.
Or vice versa.
Exactly. Yeah. And the hearing, again, the what informs our hearing is our personal story and our family story. Right? So can we give an example we get from today at the seminar?
Sure.
Yeah. So Nicole and I had an argument just like last week. Just last week. It started over how much food to make,
cook,
right? And it turned into this thing where I think it must have been an hour of us just like not talking. Right? Something simple as that, right?
Because it wasn't about that, and it's never about that.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. Right. Yeah. So it started with the me asking with some clarity around how much food we're gonna cook and why, and then she expressed the frustration over the day us having this misses in communication, because she felt that she communicated very clearly to me the why, right? So when she expressed her frustration, she said, I'm not too sure why we keep on missing each other. I don't know. She owned it. She's like, I don't know if I'm not communicating clearly, or if you're not hearing what I'm saying,
if you're running
ahead of what I'm saying, right? So right away, and the tone in which she said it, and I know she didn't intend it this way, but I felt disrespected and blamed.
So
right?
Hang on a sec. You know what the funny thing is about your retelling of the story?
Yes.
I know the tone you're speaking of.
Yes.
And I apologize for speaking to you with that tone.
Oh, thank you.
The tone was not used with that statement. But you stopped hearing from the tone part.
Yes.
And you've carried it through the rest of because it was when I was trying to communicate about dinner.
Yes.
And you kept asking me, and I kept saying the same thing, and then I started slowing it down.
Yeah.
And then you were like feeling like I was talking to you like you're dumber. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, no, it wasn't that part. It was actually when you said.
Really?
Yeah. That's what But again.
But anyways.
Yeah, but it's exactly the point, right? Because of the pain body it landed on, I heard something that wasn't there.
That wasn't, yeah.
Right? So I
didn't even hear the fact that I owned
that
I may not be communicating clearly in this situation.
Yes.
All he heard was his name.
Yes.
And then was like, you're blaming me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that landed on me that way because one, if you know personality dimensions, I'm a blue, so I automatically am prone to taking responsibility for things even when it's not my fault, right? I feel things very intensely. Whenever I feel like there's going to be a break in relationship or there's going to be a conflict, my immediate reaction is to, one, take the blame for it, but also to avoid it. And then my family experiences, I watched my parents fight a lot growing up. And I'm like, I told myself a long time ago, like, I don't want any part of that. You know what I mean? So anything that remotely looks like an escalated conversation or conflict, my knee-jerk reaction is to run, right? So all of that informed how I heard what she said, right? And she wasn't saying anything wrong. Right, but what I
and then you told me I wasn't communicating.
There we go. Yes, I did. So I told her. So like, so my family story, my personal story, colored the way I heard her, and then I responded to what I heard, the colored hearing, and I told her that she wasn't communicating clearly.
And then my family story colored how that landed. Like, it's not to say that I shouldn't be upset or bothered or whatever, but the gravity of how it landed the weight wasn't in what you said.
Yes.
The weight was in the narrative that existed in my life before I even met you.
Yes. That
makes hearing something like that sensitive. So sensitive. And for me, I grew up in a household where my parents did not have a good marriage. They argued a lot, and my mom was very disrespectful to my father. And I didn't like how my mom communicated with my father, and I didn't want to be like that. So the moment he said anything that remotely sounded like I was being a disrespectful communicator, what I heard and hear was I'm being like my mother, which I've been fighting to not be like that portion of her. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so oftentimes, again, all of this with a discussion that started with, is this enough broccoli and shrimp in the stir fry?
Yes. yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, and so we took that story and we taught about like how to move through it, and a big part of moving through that is being able to acknowledge and know those stories, you know, and being patient with each other as we learn about them, being patient with each other as we heal, and continuing to engage in these conversations and moving through it even when it's hard. And I know for me that was something that was incredibly difficult to do, but we both learned just to stay in it and just push past it. And as a result of us exercising those muscles, we're able to lift that weight off of us much more quickly.
And it was just so beautiful to look around a room of a captive audience who were identifying so deeply. And what was so powerful about the session is the voices that we heard from the most were the men. You don't typically see that. And even when the workshop was done, you know, like Yvonne is always like, oh, everybody wants to talk to you, you're such a great communicator. But there was a lineup of men. Like they were talking to my husband, and I was fighting back the tears because I have such a desire to see our men more engaged, you know. And so to see that him stepping up and doing his thing and operating in his gift, you know, along with me, like to watch what it did for the men in the room, like so many and even the wives were like, I'm so glad you were here, I'm so glad. Remember there was a couple who the wife, because it was a retreat, and so it was a hotel, the wife came down for the session but the husband didn't because they had a little tiff in the morning. And she said when we started speaking, she's like, you need to come now and hear this. And he came down, and by the end of the session they were like all hugged up, all booed up. They were all booed up, and I'm like, this is amazing. And when we were doing, remember the little reconciliation prayer
at the end,
and the apology, and we're like, okay, great. And this couple was like, oh, we're not done apologizing yet. And they were all like,
that was beautiful.
It was just so beautiful. And I thought, as I saw that, I thought, wow, this came out of our seasons of brokenness, our struggling, and you know, and now like look at the fruit. I'm like, look at the fruit that we had to struggle and continue to struggle. You know, because I think marriage is like one long pushing, right? As we continue to push and acquire the skills and find successes, and to go back and tell the stories and teach what we're learning to other couples and see them in the moment reconcile. Jesus. That just blessed my heart. It blessed my heart because I've often said, excuse me, in our times of conflict, that this is about more than our marriage surviving. This is about other marriages surviving as a result of us pushing in ours.
Exactly.
So it was so to see those men. Like I didn't want to like disrespect the moment, but I was like, where's my cell phone? 'Cause I just wanted to like creep and be like, you know, but to watch these men crowd around and be like, you know, I heard you talk, man, and you said this. I thought about myself, and I thought about my parents. Like, you don't hear men talking like that. You're talking big man, big men, like big Caribbean men.
My seniors, I think, too.
Who are like, and when you said this, I thought about how I saw this as a child, and then, you know, I thought about when I walked out of the room on my wife, and I was trying to like, and, you know, and to hear them going, okay, so next time I can just say this instead of just walking away from the fight. I see how that makes like, oh.
It was great.
I'm so full.
It was great.
So full.
It was absolutely great.
I'm so full.
It was absolutely great. So.
Yeah.
So.
We're home.
I hope we can do more marriage musings
soon.
Soon, definitely. But yeah, I just want to share that testimony with you all. And again, if you have any questions, comments, or whatever that you'd like us to cover in a video, please let us know. We'll be happy to do that. And remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Take care, everybody. Bye.